All right. Hey, everyone. Kevin the Toy Smoker here, episode 160. And today, I think, is really, I've hit a milestone on doing restoration. I finally successfully figured out how to restore a Fright Zone puppet. And do you a quick little shot here. And this guy was ate up, just like most of you guys who ever seen one of these, or if you have one majorly. You just breathe on these things, look at them too hard, and they just will completely fall apart on you. And I got some photos. I'm going to try to smoothly grab the camera and show you. I got some pics that I took on showing you how badly damaged it was, but I'm going to verbally kind of show you where some of the damage was. The whole entire teeth section here was ripped from the top here all the way down. The center of the mouth had a big hole in it. We had some cutting here. It was starting to split right down the center. This is because it's usually folded. So this is where you tend to see a lot of, I've seen them completely torn in two. I looked at some videos today, completely split in two here. And then on the back here in the back was, it was just completely falling apart. I had 4 different holes back here. And I was really on the fence on wondering if I should even attempt to do a restoration on one of these, because a lot of people, it's kind of a funny thing. My intent on restoring, whether it be anything, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, is the intent of preservation. But unfortunately, that sounds noble, but unfortunately, a lot of people really take offense when you try to restore something. And so it's like half the people you make happy, the other half you kind of piss off. So, but I got tired, honestly, the last, especially 3 or 4 years that I've been doing the toy smuggler stuff. It's the debate on these things are constantly coming up. And I have not yet seen anybody completely restore one of these. And I had an idea, so I actually contacted MOTU Joe and I told him my thoughts on it. And I wanted his opinion, because I mean, this guy knows more about you, the MOTU fans, than I will ever know. Because I'm a fan of MOTU, G.I. Joe. I mean, I love a lot of things. I'm just not. And a lot of people know me as doing a lot of Mego stuff. So I was just so happened to be lucky, born at that perfect time, pre-Star Wars. So I was right there in the heyday of Mego, and then got to be right there when Star Wars began. And I saw Star Wars all the way through, and I was all through He-Man until it got well into the crappy years of He-Man. When the She-Ra crap came on, and same with G.I. Joe when it hit roughly 86, 87. G.I. Joe kind of went downhill. So I think, I grew up in the prime time of the toy heyday, if you want to say. It's bam, the big pop. So I wanted MOTU Joe's opinion here on my idea. I told him exactly how I was going to restore it, and I told him, he asked me the condition of it, and I explained to him the condition of it. And he says, sounds like to me, it's only going to get worse, in which it was only thing we could have done. You could have vacuum sealed it, and then it was never going to be used. If you would have touched it anymore, it would have fell into 2 pieces. So it's either let it deteriorate and destroy itself, or go for nothing and try to see if it worked. Because my opinion was, if this worked, I would get the opportunity to share it with you guys, the fans, on how you can fix yours if you chose to. If you don't like what I did, hey, that's fine. Like I said, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but I'm here to say it's possible to fix this stupid son of a what. He's horrible. And the way I fixed it, guys, I took the puppet, and I actually used silver duct tape, but I do not recommend that now, because it was a pain to get it. When you put silver duct tape on this thing, you have to use lighter fluid to get it back off, which don't hurt the puppet. It's just very slow and painstaking, because you want to take your time and not create any new rips. So actually, thin strips of clear tape will probably work better than your duct tape. So anywhere you have a tear, you want to lay some clear tape down on some like waxed paper and cut you skinny little strips. Some really good 3M Scotch tape would probably work on this. So you tape everything up, all your cuts on the outside. Then you extremely, with great care, slowly turn this puppet inside out. And once you have it inside out, and what I did, Paul Parker, how you doing, brother? Thank you very much. Glad to see you on here, man. Me and Paul, good friends here on Facebook and YouTube and everything. We've helped each other out. I got a nice Conan the Barbarian on my wall because of him. Thank you very much. Like I said, I look at it every day, brother. So anyway, you carefully fold this thing, turn it inside out. And I say, this whole process, guys, patience is the key here. And once you do that, what I did, I took very thin garbage bags. And I'm talking about they're so thin, when you hold them up to a light, you can almost see through them. That's how thin. The cheap Dollar General brand, a Dollar Tree brand, the better. And what I did was, since it was so soft and so thin, I was able to stuff the inside of the puppet, and it really, see how it's made it nice and full. And that's what you want it to be, nice. And and just so you know, guys, know I'm not going to be taking these garbage bags back out. I'm going to leave them like that because this puppet needs to stay full to stay sturdy. So once you get this head filled up, and what I did was, I just set it on a paint can just for easy access to work on it. Now you got 2 free hands to do what you got to do. All right, now I know what you guys wondered. How in the heck did you fix this thing? What magic substance did you fix this? Now, and really, guys, it was just simply using a little common sense, and just so happened to see one too many info commercials, and lo and behold, bam-o, baby, leak seal. This is the same. You can get it in the can. You can get it spray on. For this application, the spray on is the best. And the reason I say that is this whole entire inside of this, I will show you pictures here in a little bit. On this Flex Seal is nice thin. I went ahead and sprayed the whole thing because, like I said, these puppets are just rapidly deteriorating head to toe. So I went ahead and just coated the whole entire thing. I did a coat, waited 15 minutes, just like the directions say, came back, did another coat, got it good and tacked. Actually, I think I waited another 30 minutes. And then what I did, everywhere that there was a tear or a spot that was compromised, I took a paper plate and a popsicle stick, sprayed this stuff and made a nice little puddle, and started scraping it and scooping it and really patching up all those tear places. And I got them all nice and thick, waited anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. And I came back and added, and that gave it time to seep into those crevices. And then I came back and added another coat to that. And then boom, I sat back and let it set for 2 hours. And that helps it fumigate. Now, guys, and I didn't say this, but when you're working with this stuff, outside. Do not do this inside because everybody you live with will hate you, okay? Don't do it. This stuff's got a very good potent odor to it. Very strong. It'll fill a house up in minutes. So, outside use only. I wouldn't even recommend a garage. Go just totally outside. As long as it ain't raining, you should be fine. Or a garage would be fine, but open up the big garage door. All right, now then I let it sit overnight. I brought it in after it done fumigated. I got it in. I let it sit overnight. So I gave it it says 24 hours for pure cure. So I've been very gentle to handle this. I waited 15 hours. Then what I did, I brought it in, took it off, and I took all the garbage bags back out of it. Then I folded it back out, put the garbage bags back into it, and I got it to this state right here. And then what I did was the same step in which I sprayed this onto the paper plate and used the popsicle stick. Anywhere that there was a tear, I came in here and gently took my time and painted it where It now had an extra barrier on the inside, and now even another extra barrier on the outside. So on the outside, I only added this stuff where I needed it, only where the tears were. I didn't spray it because I was afraid, because unfortunately the sculpted details on this piece is very mild. And yes, this stuff does spray nice and thin. I was just too afraid that it would lose the detail, and I didn't want to do that. Like I said, I'm trying to restore, not change. So that's how I did that. Then once I got done, I bought some the latex rubber paints. Kyra, hey guys, thank you. Hey Kyra, see, yeah, Kyra Lane, thank you for joining. And so like I said, I did the latex rubber paints because this is a latex rubber piece. So the paints that you put on here, if you do a regular acrylic, you want to keep it super thin. But what I did, I just went ahead and got the latex rubber paints, added it to this to where it will flex. And like I said, this is, I'm not going to be making it where it can be handled a whole lot, but it is, all the paints that I put on it does have a nice little flex to it because I use the rubber paint. It makes all the difference in the world. And then what I did was, after it took a little tough time creating this kind of a ashy blackish green. And the way I accomplished that was took the latex green, regular black, and regular brown, adding the brown to it, turn that that really dark hunter green into more your ashy hunter green. It really took the Randy Dills. How you doing? That's my son-in-law and my grandson here tonight. So like I said, it was complete. And like I said, and guys, once I did this, I let it set for an hour. Then I took her outside and I used a satin clear coat. I didn't go with a high gloss. I done a satin clear coat. That way it will have the flex to it, because a straight up clear coat kind of gives a hard shell to it and stuff like that. So once you, boom, here you go, guys. I mean, this is about as nice as I think you can ever get one of these. I'm not saying anybody couldn't do it better than me. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, you guys know, once you see one of these, or if you own one of these, they don't look this good. They look like crap. Matt Hall, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I'm finally back. Yeah, kind of tell you guys where I've been lately. Started the new year off of a bang. It was rolling good. And then it hit a kind of a bad spot here on the Toy Smuggler Show. A good friend of the channel, he passed away, and it really, and I did a special on it. It was the episode before this, and it was just, Mike McLeod. It was just hard to do that episode. Sorry guys, that stupid camera gets on my nerves not focusing. It was very tough to do that episode. It was very hard. And like I said, I thought, well, I'll give myself a few days to kind of, you know, because I didn't want to get on here and be a bunner, you know. And like I said, and his death really hit me hard. And then the funny thing was, my daughter is at Taekwondo, and one of the masters asked me, since I was a pro wrestler, can you come into the class and teach everybody how to scream and yell with intensity? And of course, the Toy Smuggler came up there, and I gave it 200%. And I went the next 9 days not able to speak because I done it so well. I totally strained my voice box to the point where the first 4 days I couldn't speak at all. And then it slowly, day by day, slowly came back. I mean, I was talking like this right here. Oh, it's horrible. I said, well, hell, I can't do no video now if we can't speak. So I've been waiting on this. And then, like I said, that's when the idea of this came about. And so I just waited to the right time, and boom, here we are. Like I said, this baby's ready to go, and extremely pleased with this. And this is actually, unfortunately, it's not for me. That's the only sad thing about this. It is not. Hey, Rossi, how you doing? Unfortunately, it's not mine. It's for Michael at Battlegrounds comics game up here. You guys see me up there doing restorations for them and everything. It is going to one of their pieces. So I guess that's probably what it made it easier. It's easier to screw up his stuff than to screw up my own. So, but he trusts me, and he says, if you feel like going for it, you know, he always, you know, and there's been times he asked me to restore something and I've declined. So I've said no. I told him, I said, the chances of destroying it are way too high. Just sell it as is. So, but this one, I've just been on every MOTU channel there's been on, and I have never heard of anybody pulling this off. And so I thought, you know, crazy enough, if I got to be the first guy to pull this off, it would just be great for the channel and everything like that. And I'm extremely happy with it. And what I plan on doing so it can keep this state, because you don't want this thing to go back in the folded position. That's what puts the stress on the top ridge and the bottom ridge. You see, oh yeah, the play set's great. Like I said, it's got some cool play features. It just looks creepy. I mean, I wish they could have made it and the slime pit actually like connect together. That would have been really sweet, but they didn't think I had enough to do that. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, is filling this thing back up completely full of these garbage bags so it keeps this shape. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it through the hole from the front and let this come in the back. And I'm actually going to make a styrofoam wheel to put it in there. That'll lock it in, and that way this thing will be nice and presentable. It'll hold its nice oval shape and everything, and that will help it last longer. It will take the stress off the ridges and stuff like that and make it better all the way around. Oh, you did amateur wrestling in the 90s. Awesome. I never got to do amateur wrestling as far as legitimately, but when I did get into pro wrestling, they did put us through a extreme crash course in amateur wrestling, a little bit of taekwondo and some jiu-jitsu that Tim Horner learned from the Orient, working in Japan and places like that, just for self-defense purposes. Because unfortunately, once you raise your hand and say, yes, I'm a professional wrestler, everybody wants to take a shot at you. Everybody wants to think you're some badass or something like that. Loves to fight. And I don't love to fight. I love to wrestle. But if I have to fight, I will. You know, you come after my head, and I don't care. I'll poke your eyes out, bite you, whatever. You ain't gonna get the best. I don't care. It ain't gonna happen. I don't play that stupid game. I don't bother nobody, and I don't like nobody bothering me. So, see what we got going here. No, I have not made a mold for this. I would love to make a mold for this, Matt. But unfortunately, from what I've been doing molding for 12 years now, and I'm afraid it will greatly compromise this. Honestly, like me and you've talked before, I have thought about, I got pictures and stuff. I have thought about just re-sculpting a new piece as this for inspiration, and then kind of giving it my little spin and touch, then making a mold off that. And that way, if you was to get one like that, it would feel like the real thing. But once you hold it up to an original one, it would obviously, it's not going to fake anybody out. Because unfortunately, that's another thing I'd be afraid of. If I made a mold and made it look too good, oh hell, then the restorer haters will come out of the closet and headhunt me. Come on, y'all see me what happened on the Bantha with Star Wars. I mean, so I got headhunted on that one a little bit. I can imagine this would be the same thing, because like I said, I didn't do this to fool anybody. And when we do sell this at Battlegrounds, they will know exactly what I did with this up front before cash leaves the hand and who restored it. And we will refer them back to the video, the whole 9 yards. We're not here to, hey, look, we found a mint one. Hello, you're not going to find a mint one. It's just not. I don't see anybody ever work for Mattel owning a mint one. I just don't think it's possible. Well, maybe one. There could be one out there, but getting to see it would be impossible, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. So they don't. They skipped out on the gimmicks. Let's bring back the imagination, the kids, and say, like, yes, Dubac, 1975. Unfortunately, I don't know about you guys. I got the wave 1, wave 2 has just, from what I heard, got all those, almost every one of those got shipped to Europe, unless you done the pre-order thing. So I guess we're just screwed out of wave 2, which was, unfortunately, I think wave 2 with Scare Glow. I mean, and I think Merman a part of 2 or 3. So it's just disappointing. I heard a lot of people already getting wave 3 and some targets. I hit 7 or 8 targets in the last month and only found Skeletor and He-Man. So unfortunately, down here in the South, I guess we get everything last. Because I mean, I have a hard time finding Migos. I have a hard time finding Star Wars stuff. I did look up today and at Walmart, and I did strike a little gold. I know this is a He-Man subject, but I did come across a Black Series Hoth, Luke, and Han Solo. So hey, you take a win when you can get it. So, but I'm not stressing over it anymore. I mean, if I come up on something, great. If I don't, whatever. I'm not going to lose sleep over this stuff. It's just toys, guys. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. But I'm going to see if I can pull this folder open so I can show you guys some of the video, some of the pics that I've taken. Let's see here. Get this pulled up. Bingo. Kind of show you what some of the photos look like pre-hand. See here. Alpha Tryon, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think if you want this stuff, you're just going to have to pre-order all the way. Zarnisa Studios, hey, thank you very much. Glad you were here. Emily, how you doing, sweetheart? Emily Lumpkin, that's another grandchild of mine. And he's like, dang, Toy Smoker, you got a lot of grandkids. 19. It's not a lie. 19. The comments are probably going to explode. But yeah, Toy Smoker got 19 grandkids. So yeah. It's it. So I'm gonna blow this up and try to grab the camera and keep it smooth so you guys can get a nice look at here. Try to keep it from, because you can't. I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you got your viewer on, you do not want to turn your camera into the viewer. I have this sneaky feeling it will create a black hole. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. All right, here we go, guys. Kind of show you what I got going on here. I'm going to try to use the cursor here. As you can see, we got some tears here. Yeah, major tear there. That was the good side, so to speak. And as you can see right here, where it's gashing there, coming on down. It is tearing here. Already started there. And this rip, actually, from me handling it, it actually went all the way down to here. Time I turned it in. Started messing with it. This was putting the coating on it and stuff. Boom, and there's the Mac Daddy I told you around the lip section. Look at that bad tear. And I tried super glue and all different sorts of glues. No glues really works on this thing. It just don't like glues at all. And there's another shot of it. And there's a part where I did get super glue to kind of attached to it, but it just didn't do well. It's very aggravating. Yeah, and as you can see here, and the mount is tearing there, and actually this tore a little bit more. That tore more. Like I said, this thing is just so fragile. Every time you handled it, what tears that were there, they were just growing. Massive gap there going on. So, and like I said, every time I handle it, yeah, here's that side again. Just it's getting rough, and it is growing. So this whole area here, this is where those creases happen, and man, it's a very, very bad weak point. And bam, here's the first shot at it with the Flex Seal lightly coated spraying around it. And man, just what it really, and I'm telling you guys, just putting it in my hand and handling it, you can tell it really brought some more integrity to the whole entire piece. Like I said, it is, I can't stress enough how gratifying it was when I was even at this step. I was like, wow, this is going to work. I had an idea on how to do this. And like I said, and everything was just going perfectly to plan. As you can see, look, you can't see these tears anymore. They're just gone. That big rip right there in the gum, it's gone. I mean, it's just amazing on how well to add these extra I think it's actually 3 coats that I completely did all over the whole entire thing. Just made it so much worthwhile. Wow, there's Riley Lumpkin, another grandkid popping on board here. So, here's another look at it. See, guys, this completely sealed up. And actually extremely, extremely satisfied with how this was turning out. Looking at us. And look, the whole entire backbone here. Another good shot, nice and clean, looking great. Like I said, guys, like I said, it was a, and here's after I completely flipped it back inside out. This is me. This is what happens. I was telling you guys with the actual duct tape. That is not a tear. That is duct tape residue. And this is me using a Q-tip with some, and see, there's the scraps of all the duct tape I was pulling off of this. That is, I just use lighter fluid and just let the lighter fluid do the job. Do not start tugging on the tape. You tug on the tape, it's going to rip. Let the lighter fluid do the, see all this little milky residue here? That is this right here dissolving the tack off of it. And you just have your paper towel handy and just clean up and like I said, and having it on this can gives you two hands to work with. And that's the best way to go with this, because you don't want to hold it. And here's some shots of that I had of the guy who actually has a decent one. This is the best one I have ever seen on this. Like I said, it's not mint either, but it's probably and that's one thing I noticed on this, how much the paint jobs has, and you start pulling images up on this, the paint jobs really vary on this thing. It is amazing on how much it varied. But he gladly sent me pictures of this beside rulers so that I could get, if I wanted to sculpt one. So that was really nice of him and everything to do that. But yeah, that was the last pick here, and I will, while I got the camera down, I will try to get right here and give you guys a cool little shot here of what this baby looks like. And what I did, I looked at the paint job on this other guy's puppet, but then I went with what was already, this is kind of like the Castle Grayschools. There's like 3 different paint schemes, and then even with the 3 different paint schemes, they all kind of look a little bit different because all this was freehand. So, but now, like I said, there's no cuts. Something that was ready to be just tossed in the garbage is now salvageable. It'll be able to sit inside of the mouth of the cave and just look amazing. So, complete success, I believe. I'm totally satisfied with it. And like I said, if you have one of these guys, this is the best thing to do with it, is do these steps. And like I said, if you have any questions on how to do this, I will be more than glad to help you out. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this where I don't have to hold this. I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. Like I said, no secrets here. I don't try to hide anything. I'm here always. It don't matter if you're a Star Wars fan, Mego, MOTU, it don't matter. I am here to be part of the community, and we all need to be helping each other out. I don't try to price gouge anybody on selling anything. You pay the postage, and usually what I do, if I buy something and resell it, I put a 15% markup on it and whatever the shipping is, and that's it. That's basically just handling fees. I'm not in it to, because you see a lot of things on here. Star Wars is horrible. Now that Luke Skywalker showed up on The Mandalorian, every old Jedi Luke is now tripled in price. I see somebody had one on sale for $100. I'm like, just a couple months ago, you could find one of them for like $30 all day long. So, and that was mint. Now he's worth $100. Come on, guys. Let's quit doing that to each other. This is no one here makes a living off selling toys. Come on, nobody does it. This is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. Whether you're a MOTU fan, Star Wars fan, or Mego fan, it don't matter. G.I. Joe, it's all supposed to be fun, enjoyable. Get to share stories of each other. And once again, I have to say, bam, got a happy story here, guys. I'm totally stoked with this. I know Michael at Battlegrounds is just probably going to crap his pants when I bring this in on Tuesday. So yeah, he's going to have a fit. And like I said, it was just satisfaction, that to be able to take something that someone, if we didn't done this within the next year or so, this thing would have been almost ripped in 2 pieces. And then it would have really been a chore trying to fix it then, So with this Flex Seal sprayed on the inside of it, I think that's now going to keep this whole shell integrity up, to where this thing should last another 15, 20 years long. It's handled properly. Handled properly. Let's make that clear. It's like I said, it should last an easy 10, maybe 20 years. So see here, we got thank you, Paul. Appreciate you for that compliment. Really do, brother. Yeah, and you also agree too, the South is always last. Unfortunately. Let's see here. See. Oh, thank you, Lo-Fi guys. Yeah, like I said, this is great to be able to do this. Like I said, guys, if you have one of these, contact me here. You can see the message, Sexton Creations on Facebook and everything. Like I said, I'm easy to find. Make a comment here and I'll hunt you down. Like I said, nothing. And like I said, the biggest thing is with this, guys, take your time when you're doing this. Do not get in a rush. Do these simple steps. Set it up on a can. Fill the head up nice and when I use this, and I used a pencil with the eraser in when you go to stuff. Do not use the pencil side. This will go right straight through this thing with very little effort. So, and like I said, just be patient. Like I said, I started on this thing yesterday. Piddled with it just for a few hours. Not lying, and that's working with it 15 minutes and letting it set 15, 20 minutes. Piddle with it for 10. Like I said, just back and forth. And most of that time was just letting it sit outside and fumigate. So really, guys. So like I said, the hardest part was after you had turned it inside out and gave it a nice coat. The hardest part, guys, this is where you got to really be extra careful. Is and I also I didn't do it, but if yours feels tacky, don't turn it inside out. But if after 24 hours, if it does have a little tacky feel, sprinkle a little baby powder on it. Get a really nice soft brush that baby powder off it, then turn it inside out. The baby powder will take the tack off of it. So that goes with paint jobs or anything else. Baby powder is great on knocking the tack or sheen off something. So once again, guys, once you turn this thing back out, the hardest thing to do is when you spray this stuff in a paper plate and then you're scooping it with the, you could even use an old throwaway brush and paint this stuff back on. That's where you just got to be a little patient. Follow the design that's wherever you're at. Keep it, just keep it, just play. I mean, and this thing's a rough, ugly monster. So you got some creative liberties here, and it still look good. This is not a female action figure's face. It don't have to be flawless. So little imperfections here, and I can show you imperfection on mine, and I just went with it. I'm trying to get the camera here, so I want to show you guys an imperfection, and I just went along with the ride. This little hump right there, see this little part? That was a tear that once it got it fixed, it kind of poked out, kind of made a little horn on it. So I thought, well, that kind of is very noticeable. So what I did was I come up over here and got some of that Flex Seal and put a little ridge on this side. So if I would have showed you this, you probably would have never noticed it. So I just went with a blemish, but this is an ugly looking sucker monster here. So, I mean, yeah, it goes with the motif here. So it's not going to hurt it. So like I said, this go. And so if you have any imperfections like that, just turn around, match it on the other side, get some balance to the piece, make it look like it was meant to be there, and just go with it. And like I said, when you go painting it, get the brand. It's called Latex, and then mix your colors, and then always test on the bottom. Make sure it's matching. If it don't match, lick your thumb, wipe it right back off real fast. You're good. It ain't gonna hurt it. So, and the biggest thing, and dry brush this baby on there. Let it all blend together, nice, thin, and smooth. Be relaxed when you approach it like Bob Ross does. Put a little love on it and be gentle with it. And like I said, in the colors, and when you do paint it, it really vibrates the colors back out of it. So I can't wait to put it on the play set and finish it up. And I think it was definitely worth it all the way around. Let's see here. See, how hard was it for you not to stick your hand? Well, I tell you what, it wasn't that hard. Simple is, my hand could only go this far up inside of it. You would not believe how tiny, and I don't have big, I would say medium sized hands, and I'll show you here. And right now it's already getting right there. I can barely get my hand in there. And I wouldn't want to push it anymore, just because, you know, we know how fragile these things are. So unless you have a small-handed girlfriend, you're not going to have the urge here, because you're going to be too scared to tear it up. So, but I would love to see one, and that's what I was going to do. Me and Matthew Hall talked about it when I was going to look at designing one of these. I was going to make it for the adult size hand. So I was going to take my hand and put some padding around it, made it where you can be hand slightly bigger than mine and be able to work it and be rough with it and be able to. I was going to make it where it's going to be tough as nails, the way I was going to do it, but I hadn't got around to that yet, and wasn't sure if anybody would like to see something like that or not. But maybe somewhere down the line, I may go back to that project idea and go for it. But everything. But guys, that's it. I was going to get off here, but I wanted to share this with you guys. Thank you all for hopping on here and joining the Toy Smuggler. Please do me a favor, share this with all your MOTU fans. Because like I said, guys, I have never once seen someone restore one of these. And so please spread it around. Guys, thank you all so much. See you next time. I'm the Toy Smuggler. Catch you later.